Appearance versus reality. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So, in reference to the narcissistic abusive relationship or cycle or experience, appearance is always different than reality, or perception is different than reality. You see, when you were trapped in that narcissistic relationship, you didn't know what was going on. Your head was spinning, you were reeling, you were being peppered with abuse day in and day out. You didn't know what was going on, but you kept on giving to a fault, and you kept on giving to a person who was taking advantage of you. They were abusing you. They were manipulating you. They were lying to you. They were stealing from you. Now you may say stealing, they didn't steal anything from me. Well, I'll take the other side. Think about your time. That was stolen from you. Think about your energy. That was completely stolen from you. Think about your money. What does the narcissist love more than money? They love your money more than money. And when the money runs out, so does the narcissist. They stole that from you. What about your relationships? What about your health? Should I go on and on? You see, this is what the narcissist does. They steal from people. Now, in the old days, when I would create videos, I was a little hesitant or a little reluctant to use such words. Now that I am freer than I've ever been, and I become more free right now than I was 15 seconds ago, and more energy is running through me because I've healed, I can use words like that. And as I shared with you a few months ago, I'll begin to share more and more information and nuggets and pass it on to you, because I don't share everything in my videos. I share an awful lot, virtually everything, in my one-on-one sessions. Videos, it is to let you know that if you're watching videos on narcissism, it's because you have to heal, or you are healing. At the very least, somebody did damage to you, and the damage needs to be reconciled. It needs to be repaired. It needs to be fixed, which is why in every video I create, I suggest strongly to go no contact. Block that person, delete them, remove all flying monkeys and people associated with them. If not now, when? Now, perception, when you're trapped in a cycle with a toxic person, perception to the outside, it makes it appear like your experience to the outside was that everything was going well and you were being treated properly, and the person was in love with you, or they cared about you, or they sang your praises, or whatever the experience was. But reality was when you were with that person in a moving car, when you were sleeping right next to that person and they were triangulating you on one of their 3 smartphones on dating apps, when they were ignoring your texts, ignoring your calls, when they were triangulating you at dinner with a waiter or a waitress. See, all those the things that's the reality. The reality is much worse than the perception could ever be. But what does the narcissist do? They want the perception, they want the illusion, they want the appearance that they are in a loving, stable, healthy relationship, and that they're doing their part to do just that. Nothing could be further from the truth. The narcissist is not loving, they're not kind, they're not patient, they're not committed, they're not transparent or authentic. They are toxic, they are cheaters, they are liars, they are people who future fake, they're people who gaslight, they are dark energy. And all they do is slither their way through life, looking for viable sources of supply to capture for a period of time, which was whatever length the narcissist needed them. And they will crumble those people up like a sheet of paper, throw them away, via discard, wash, rinse, repeat. But the perception to the outside world of your relationship was probably that you guys, the two of you, if it was a marriage or a romantic relationship, that you guys were a great couple. Maybe it wasn't a romantic relationship. Maybe it was just a sibling relationship or a friendship. Still, other people didn't see what you saw. Other people know what they know, and they also know what the narcissist told them. They don't know what you experienced because they never asked you what your experience was, because they were drinking the Kool-Aid from the narcissist. I hope all of this makes sense to you. Now, as I'm continuing to create this video, I'm going to share with you a couple things. 1, the narcissist doesn't change. 2, they don't love you. Number 3, they love nobody. Number 4, if you're considering the new supply who they are, they're getting peppered or inundated with abuse just like you were. And number 6, whatever number I'm on, you need to finish this video, because at the end I'm going to give you more nuggets of wisdom to help you out, because the illusion, the appearance is not the reality of the relationship. And now you're understanding that. Let's fast forward. The relationship ended. Let's say that you were discarded or you ended it yourself. What did you have to do? I can assure you, you had to really figure out what you wanted to do, how to cut all the ties from the narcissist, which direction you wanted to go in, and what you were going to do next. But it wasn't that easy. You still had to close bank accounts. You still had to block the narcissist. You still had to wait for the final alimony check to come in, or you still had to wait till the kids graduated university. You still had to wait to sell the house. You see, there are a lot of things that you were waiting for, which takes me to the games of the narcissist. They like to play the games. What are the games, you may say? Well, I created a whole playlist on the games of the narcissist. They play the texting games, the pining games, the waiting games. They play the spying games, the stalking games, the lurking games, the mirroring games. All the narcissist does is continue to stay stuck in that loop that goes around and around and around. And anybody who is as unfortunate to fall into that loop, they're captured for a period of time. Now, many people stay captured or trapped for their entire lives. That won't be you. It isn't me. You need to realize that if you're out, you need to stay out. If you've rebuilt, you need to be proud of yourself and know that you rebuilt on your own. Nobody lifted a finger to help you out. Nobody was there knocking on your door asking how you were. No one was there when you couldn't sleep for 3 months in a row. No one was there when you were crying endlessly, buying all the boxes of Kleenex. You blew through those, no pun intended. Then you had to get used toilet paper. You see, these are the kind of things that I had to go through. These are the experiences that I had. For 2 years and 2 days trapped in a hell house, a house of horrors, if you will. And I could not wait to get out. I did. And look at me now. I am in abundance. You see those stairs? Notice how they're green and they're going up and they're getting higher. That is your path. That is your path to the mountaintop, the pinnacle of indifference. And I chose this exact seat at this exact time to let you know that if you're out, stay out. If you're not out, you have work to do. But what you will need to do, just like I've done, is take a step and then another step and another step and another step, and see how the steps are getting higher up and further to see. That's because every time you're taking a step, you're elevating. Every time you're elevating, you're getting further away from the low vibrational state. Every time you do that, you're ascending. As you're ascending, you are changing. As you're changing, you're getting stronger. As you're getting stronger, the narcissist is becoming weaker in your mind. And eventually you will cut the ties from the narcissist. You know what the ties are by now: the emotional, the financial, the physical, and the spiritual tie. But as you cut those, then you will realize again that the perception that other people had of you with that person you're considering who turned out to be the narcissist, it was anything but your reality. Your reality was experiences such as this. And if they were similar to what I'm going to share with you, drop comments. If not, then continue getting the wisdom. Imagine if this happened to you, or drop comments if this happened with you. You're on the road, you're on the freeway. It doesn't have to be a freeway, but let's say it is. Let's say the speed limit is 65, 70, 80. And the narcissist is in the passenger seat, you're driving. And they don't like the fact that you took a certain turn because you thought it was a better route to get to where you're going to than take the direction that they wanted to give you. Well, what do? Maybe they went right over in your right ear and screamed in your ear at all the decibels they could. Maybe they threw a temper tantrum and dropped their coffee, or maybe they smashed the windshield. I don't know what they did, but they did something. Why do you think they would do that in a moving car when it was just the two of you? It's because you were isolated. It's because no one was around. It's because the perception couldn't be noticed. The reality was there. You see, everything isn't how it appears to be on this planet called Earth. I've preached that for 6 years. It's true. Everybody, and I mean everybody, reveals themselves in time. I have, you have, the narcissist has, and many other people will in the future. When I say reveal ourselves, I mean when your back is against the wall and you have nowhere to turn, what do? Are people there for you? They weren't. They weren't there for me. Do I care about that? Absolutely not. Did I care about it back then? You're damn straight I did. But they all revealed themselves, and that probably happened to you. I'll give you another example of what you may have experienced when you were trapped in the relationship. How about this one? The competition that never seemed to stop. You would wake up in the morning, let's say it was a Saturday morning, and let's say the narcissist, you were living with them, and unfortunately, let's say you slept in the same bed. Well, what would happen? You woke up at, say, 7 o'clock. If I didn't say that, well, the narcissist would be long gone. And you'd be rolling over saying, well, wait, it's a Saturday. We usually sleep in, or I would like to sleep in. You usually don't, but you would like to. And they're gone. And then you text them, you call them, no answer, no call, no show, nothing. And then 7 turns into 8 and 9, 10. Next thing you know, it's 12:30. And then they just stroll in like nothing ever happened. They look a little disheveled. And you're saying, hey, where were you? I was calling you, texting you. And they just brush it off and they go up and grab a shower and they say, hey, I'm off. I've got appointments. I've got things to do, and I've got to get my nails done or get a haircut, or I have to go get the car transmission fixed, or I don't know, whatever it is. And they're gone. And you're like, well, what about me? What about us? We're here for the weekend, aren't we? And they say, no, I've got plans. You should have something to do. Don't you have something to do? Well, if you don't have anything to do, I'll give you something to do right now. Why don't you unload the dishwasher? Why don't you do the laundry? Why don't you sweep, broom, mop? Why don't you organize all of the books in the bookshelf? Why don't you cut the grass if I didn't say that? Why don't you go pay the bills? Why don't you get another job? See what I'm saying? It all goes back to what they want. And when you are in these relationships, you're helpless, you're flailing, you're lost, you're confused, you're puzzled, but you're compelled by the energetic pull to said person. That all goes away. It all goes away when you go no contact. And of course you heal. Now, does it happen in one night? No. Does it happen in 2 nights? No. It happens over time. The exact same way the person you're considering infiltrated your life, kind of like carbon monoxide, they slowly crept into your life over time, and the next thing you know, everything was dismantled and disrupted and stolen or broken or misplaced. That has to be done in reverse. That's why this is a healing journey. That's why you're on the healing path. That's why this is not one size fits all. And that's why the healing path is a direct correlation contingent upon how much work you place into yourself. Now, I've placed a mountain of work into myself, and I continue to do so every day, and I'll do it for the rest of my life, for another 55 years. You should be doing the same thing. You should not be giving toxicity a look. You should not be giving narcissism a second opportunity. You should have gone no contact by now. If you haven't, you will. You need to also understand that the perception and reality are completely different. Just like the narcissist wears multiple masks, people that knew you when you were in the relationship thought that everything was going swimmingly with the two of you. They really did. Why? Because the narcissist was performing for those people when you went to functions with them, or because it was early days in the relationship when the narcissist was still love bombing you or making it appear that you were the best thing since sliced bread. Well, once the narcissist gets what they want, then they don't want it any longer, and they take it for granted, and then they punish the person they just stole it from. Now you're getting all of this wisdom. Once you get the wisdom, you need to apply the tools. You need to understand that there's only one solution here. There aren't 15 solutions. There aren't 500. There's not 10 million. There's one solution. And guess what? You know what it is by now. But I will say it again. It's go no contact. Block that person, delete them, and remove them and all monkeys that are flying. Get rid of them. If not now, when? Again, is it that easy? No. But when you do that, it will completely help you climb the steps that are headed towards the mountaintop of indifference. See what I'm saying here? It's all coming together. All of my videos, every single one of my long-term videos, all goes full circle. There's a beginning, there's a middle, and sometimes the middle, we bounce all over the place, but there's always an end, and it always ties together with what the thumbnail mentions. That's why I create videos, because perception and reality are completely different. Perception is nothing but smoke and mirrors. It's the illusion the narcissist casts upon unsuspecting people. Reality is what happens in the moving car. Reality is what happens in the 4 walls of the house that you were trapped in. Reality is when you were stuck at work and you were looking at your phone every 15 seconds because you were hoping that the person that you were tethered to would communicate with you even though they were out in a different time zone cheating on you with your best friend. That's reality. And I'll give you one more dose of reality before I close the video. This mountaintop, this pinnacle of indifference, this staircase, it's real. If you don't think it's real, you really need to play this video multiple times. And I would suggest going all the way back in time to when I created my first video called Glad You Made It on March 31st, 2021, 5 months and 2 days after the discard. Yes, my journey's been documented and my journey is authentic. My journey is real. Others can claim that they were in toxic relationships. Others can do whatever they want to. My journey's documented. And if you ever doubt for 1 second, just go back and play that first video I ever created called Glad You Made It, March 31st, 2021, and play this video. Play them side by side. You will see 2 different versions of me because I have climbed those stairs. I've reached the mountaintop, the pinnacle of indifference, and I've healed. Years ago, I was a shell of myself, but I was strong enough to create videos, and I was strong enough to know what I had to do, and I accomplished it extremely well. My hope is that's what you're doing. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas, bugs. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. I love you all. And I'll talk with you tomorrow. A couple quick things. 1, perception versus reality. It is night and day. It's the polar opposite of the perception, what people thought the relationship you were in, and the reality. Number 2, the narcissist knew that. So they played their cards the way they always do. They fool and manipulate, trick and trap, and brainwash as many people as they can steal whatever they can, and they're off elsewhere. And the third and most important thing is, now that you understand this and now that you have the wisdom, you need to apply the tools. I create videos and I can only take you so far. You have to do your part. What is your part, you may ask? It's going no contact. It's taking this extremely seriously. If you leave any avenue of communication open with the raging narcissist, believe me when I tell you, if they feel like doing it, they will try their best to kick that door wide open in the future. Your job is to super glue or air glue any avenue of communication with said person as tight as possible, never to be reopened. The narcissist lives and exists and thrives in a crypt. That's where they will be forever. That crypt needs to be closed, and it needs to be never, and I mean never, reopened. So everyone, that's the video. I love you all, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. I hope you liked the analogies. I love this location. Oh my gosh, is it green and beautiful. And I hope you like the Mother Nature-esque, beautiful sounds from all around me. I love you all, and I'll talk with you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye.